Hi everyone. Today I'm going to draw a very simple and basic shape in perspective using a technique called section drawing. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to draw the ground plane and um, and uh, and a side view to create this very simple form in 3D space. So right now, again, I'm establishing the ground plane. I'm using a two-point perspective. These lines going off to the left do not converge on the page, they converge off the page at some point. But if you'll notice that the lines do slowly converge to a vanishing point. Right now I am trying to take that plane and duplicate it across onto the other side of my center line. And what I'm doing, I'm drawing an X inside the box, and where those two lines cross, I will draw a line converging to that side of the uh, vanishing point. Excuse me. And then I'll take that point, and that'll divide that line in the middle, and I'll take um, the point from the upper left and draw a line to the point on the other side, which is basically establishing the point where that plane will end. Right now I'm doing the same thing, but I'm trying to find out the plane that is below or right next to the plane right here, and I found it. So I am taking that line again to that vanishing point to the left, and notice again they're converging. I'm drawing an X in the box again to find the center. I'm going to take that line, find out where it intersects this center line, which is there, and then I'll take take that point from the corner, intersect the middle of that line, and that'll bring me to the point where that plane ends on the other side of the center line. And I'll draw my line, and again it converges over to the right vanishing point, and it's going to be foreshortened a little bit, as you can tell. Actually, it's foreshortened a lot, so it's kind of squished, but that again is part of perspective. It's not going to be the same size on the other side. So again, I like to spin my page when I draw. Just easier to make straight lines. I basically draw with my arm, pretty rigid. I try and keep it very, again, rigid, so I can keep the line as straight as possible. Okay. Right now I'm drawing on the ground plane basically the top view of this simple form. And basically a cone, a rounded cone. So I'm just making sure it hits tangent to that point. And then from my center line, I have a vertical, and I'm basically trying to see how high it is off the ground plane. So my ground plane, again, is the top view, and this is the actual object right now. So I'm going to, hold on a second here. That's my vertical. And then I'm going to make another vertical, take it from the ground plane and up to where it intersects that line I just drew. which is basically right on top of the center line. So I basically brought the center line up a little bit. And then I'm drawing some more verticals to establish a section. So this is the front section. And again, these lines I'm drawing are converging to a vanishing point. Although that's not, yeah, let me fix that. That's not converging really. That's actually kind of parallel. But you want it converging again to the left vanishing point. So now I brought that section up, and now I am bringing. I'm going to draw a line to the right vanishing point, because I'm going to take that ground plane point and I'm going to bring it straight up using a vertical, and where that intersects, I'll draw a dot. So I'm going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to bring that point up. And taking that line, I got to make sure that line also converges to the vanishing point. They're not parallel. So I'm just lightly ghosting it, kind of getting a general location of it. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is all still freehand sketching. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be loose, so it's okay. So there's where that point intersects, and I'm going to connect these 2 points. And there is that line right there. Just ghosting it a little bit. Turn the page so it's nice and easy for me to draw a straight line. And now I've literally just brought that section, the ground plane section, straight up. And this is actually where the object is. The ground plane is actually the shadow of the object, or it can be the shadow if you want it to be, but I use it basically to help me build the form. So I'm actually just duplicating what I did on the ground plane, except on this plane, which is on top of the ground plane. So I'm just checking. I want to make sure I have my center line. Just don't want to lose it in all these other lines. And it's very easy to do, to lose your center line. But the center line is really important. That's where you base all of your measurements from, where your form is going. So don't ever lose track of that. Now I'm establishing the height of this form. I'm building a section line, basically the side view of it right here. And just sketching in the side view, really simple form. And that's how tall it is right there. And okay, I'm gonna bring a line across, building another section, basically the back section. So you can see literally the back view of it. So I'm using the verticals I struck from the ground plane and intersecting it with that top section line. And basically drawing the back view of that. And again, I'm going on to the other sides, foreshortened. Okay. So there's a side view, there's the back view, and that's the bottom view right there. So I have all those views basically intersecting right above there. And I'm actually going to drop another section right in here just to really show you the form. So I'm going to drop a vertical in there. So this could be a cockpit or the front of a spaceship or an airplane or whatever. So again, establishing my vertical, and then I'm going to draw a line which will again go to the left vanishing point. I want to make sure it's again in proper alignment with everybody else, all the other lines that are converging. There we go. And wherever that line intersects the shape, the actual shape, I'm going to draw a vertical straight up, and then I will have another section line here. So I can draw another kind of, not back view, but the middle view or something. But this, again, will kind of define the form more. And I'm just going to draw the curve. Just like I said, a very simple form is just going to be just a curve. But it can be more complex. It could undulate. It could do whatever you want it to do. But that'll be in later examples. Right now, I just want to get you guys used to just the basic section drawing, and it took me a while to get used to it because there's a lot of lines and you can get lost very easily. So there's that section I just drew, and I'm gonna connect all the points, the tangents, to create the surface. And then there's the center line. And I'm just gonna beef up this line so you can see where the form is. So there it is. And again, the ground plane, you can use it as a shadow just to give it that extra, dimension. And I'm drawing my cross hatching kind of in perspective too. Just that helps out. So there it is, form drawing in perspective. I hope you guys enjoyed this.